Hi guys, Big Cheese here. Today we're at the Chuck E. Cheese on Pineville Matthews Road in Charlotte, North Carolina in their all new retro zone. Now this corner was created by the fans, for the fans, to commemorate all the history of Chuck E. Cheese and a little bit of Showbiz pizza place where this used to be way back in the 80s before the constant vacation process. But the history aside, today we're going to take a look at this awesome glass case they have here of the tokens over time. You will see all the Chuck E. Cheese / Showbiz tokens from the 1970s all the way to the 2010s when they stopped making them in favor of the Play Pass. Alright, so let's just take a little look here. You got tokens over time. Back in 1970s, that's my era, man. You got Showbiz Pizza Place right there. Now, if you remember, I did a video of my token collection on my desk, which was on my old channel. But this is gonna be a much more in-depth look at the history of it because I only had a few tokens that time. But 1977 would be an aggregate. Showbiz Pizza Place opened 1980, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Pizza Time Theater original token there with the classic Chuck E. Cheese. You would maybe find some of those still today or 10 years ago if you're lucky. Going into the 80s, one of my other favorite decades. You have all the Pizza Time Theater tokens. Now this is before they adopted Will a Kid Be a Kid, of course. That was in Showbiz. So you just notice the different wear and tear on each of them. And a really cool silver one right here, chrome plated. That is ultra mod, man. But you know, back in the day when these used to be just a mere 25 cents. Can you believe that, man? Just like Billy Bob Wonderland actually is at the moment. So once we get to the 1990s, after classification, it's overall the same, but you notice Chuck E. has updated to his 1990s more showman, less Archie Bunker kind of counterpart there. And in the mid-90s, to keep up with the trends, we transitioned into the cool Chuck, which was still a very common one. They still had the tokens here. All the late 90s there, the famous hat and the yellow sweater. Well, not yellow here, but gold. But 1995 would have been the last year you would get the classic Big C look, and that is actually a picture of my profile picture. There's some of you remember my old channel. Going to the 2000s here, the era most of you will be familiar with here. We continue on in the cool Chuck phase, but by around 2002, 2001, we transition into the Avenger Chuck. That is pretty much the most well-known Chuck E. Cheese by all the kids today. Very, very iconic voice by the great Duncan Brennan. He's a great dude, and he absolutely carried that brand for all those years. Sure, they let him go without telling him. Go to the 2010s here. You have reached the end of the Avenger era, but these tokens, they're really actually nothing special because you would probably have a ton of these if you went to CC at any point in the 2000s and early to late 2010s, okay? So now transitioning into 2013 and 14, after the Rockstar Chuck was adopted in 2012, we go to the Chucky Locks token here with a nice electric guitar there. That's one of it. Here's the other with the Chucky face there, Chucky Locks, voiced by Joe Reddick, lead singer for Born for Soup. And as you can see, it just stayed mainly the same until they installed the Play Pass system in 2016, going into the present day. Very cool look at the tokens. Give you one last look at the case. That's about it for this. More videos to come on the Retro Corner. And remember guys, it's easy being Chuck E. Cheesy. Catch you next time. Bye.